Hey, so I've been getting a lot of questions about what makeup products I think are worth the splurge and what makeup products I think you can save money on and just get like a drugstore version or a cheaper version. So I'm going to talk about that today. So without further ado, the first item I think that you can definitely save money on is your brushes. I just don't think that some of those more expensive brushes, I mean, I feel like these are just as good. I've used the more expensive ones. I just think they're really the same. So some of the ones that I use are, first of all, the e.l.f. ones. You can get at the drugstore. So inexpensive. They're like $3 each. Definitely recommend the black ones over the white ones. I think the black ones are actually called like e.l.f. Pro or something. And they're way better. They're very, very soft. They feel like a high quality brush to me, and they do a great job whenever I've used them. They have lots of different kinds also, so you can get a different brush for what you're doing. Another brand that's really good is the Real Techniques, also really cheap. I use this one to highlight. Again, not quite as cheap as the e.l.f., but I mean, there's not a lot that is. e.l.f. is pretty much as inexpensive as it gets, but still pretty inexpensive and does a great job. The same thing goes for the Sonia Kashuk ones. Now these ones you can actually get at Target. So I have two different like sets. I actually got both my sets on clearance for 50% off, so it was $12 for 6 brushes in each set. So that's $2 a brush, which is really, really good. And like I said, they have lots of different kinds. They're very, very soft. I don't know, just really great quality brushes in my opinion. Definitely would recommend. And yeah, I don't think that you need the really, really expensive brushes to get, this kind of result. They're not that expensive at all. So, but that being said, I do think that it is worth the money to get a beauty blender. So, I would say this is definitely a splurge item. It's $20 for a beauty blender, and I've yet to find a makeup sponge that I think does as good of a job. A lot of the ones in the drugstore I've found are pretty stiff, and they don't really absorb a lot of water. And the whole point of the beauty blender is that you get it damp first, so you run it underwater, squeeze out the excess water, and it's kind of holding that moisture in, which prevents it from picking up and absorbing the makeup that's on your face. So that's why it is so good at blending your makeup, because it's really blending it, it's not soaking it up. So that's what makes it so good. Like I said, I have personally yet to find a makeup sponge that I think does as good of a job. Please let me know if you do though, because it's $20, kind of pricey for a lot of people. That being said though, it is a sponge. It's not something you can use up like a product you'd have to keep buying again and again. You just cleanse it and she's all good to go. So would definitely recommend this. Another save item I definitely would say is pressed powder. To like mattify your face and set your makeup. A lot of times I use the MAC one, but I use this one too. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte. I use it in the shade Sandstorm. It's just like a very light color. I use it year round, honestly. I don't really switch to a darker one in the summer months. I use it pretty lightly anyway. But yeah, like I said, I use the MAC pressed powder a lot too, and I really don't think there's that much of a difference. This one's, I think it's like literally $5. It's not very much at all, so would definitely highly recommend that. However, I would recommend the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Really good. I've tried the NYX HD translucent powder, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. I've also tried the Maybelline Master Fix. It's okay. A lot of times they're very like talky. They don't stick to your face. I used it before. I used it on my sister once, and it literally, I tapped it under her eye. It just, like, fell off. Like, wasn't even holding. I don't know. Not good, not good. So, would definitely recommend splurging on this. Whether you don't necessarily get the Secret Brightening, or you just get the regular Laura Mercier powder. Kat Von D has the Locket powder that just came out, which I tried in Sephora. Was amazing. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And like I said, it's not like you're using a ton of it. This has lasted me, oh god, I've had this for like 6 months now. It's like, I mean, it's like fall. So really, it's not like it's something that you're going to be using a whole lot of, but it is, in my opinion, definitely worth the money. Something I think you can save on would be a cream contour. So, I've tried a lot of like cream and powder contour products. The cream ones, I really like a lot of the NYX ones. This is the NYX, just for an example, this is the NYX Wonder Stick. It has a contour like stick on one end and then a highlight stick on the, it's just like concealer on the other end. I really don't use this one. I pretty much just use the contour side. A cream contour is really good if you want like a sharp, intense, like going out, like full glam look. I would do cream contour first and then set your cream contour with a powder contour. I mean, if that's what you're doing, especially, and you're putting powder on top of it anyway, I don't really think it's necessarily to get a cream contour palette, you know, from Sephora that's like a higher end and kind of expensive. I think you can definitely get away with this. I have another one too. I think it's NYX also. It's like pretty much the same thing, but it's liquid instead of like a stick. And I like that one also. And then I have a NYX palette that's a cream contour palette as well. All very, very good. For the most part, I recommend splurging a little bit on a powder contour, and I only say that because a lot of drugstore contour powders are not cool toned enough to be a contour powder. A lot of times they're orangey, they're bronzy, which is, if you're looking for like a all over bronze look, if you're going to use it as bronzer, that's great. If you're using it to contour though, you really need a cool, almost gray toned shade, because that's what's going to mimic the natural contour of your face. Your natural contour of your face is going to give off a cool gray toned shadow rather than like an orangey bronzy shadow. So some of my favorite ones are the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. There's the classic one, and then there's also the milk chocolate, which is, I love that. I use it in winter. It's just a little bit lighter. It's great. And then the Benefit Hoola, I know, is like a cult favorite. It's so good. It's, again, very cool toned. However, I have found like a NYX palette as well that has some cooler tones in it. And that's pretty good also. So, it's a splurge and a save. If you can find a drugstore that's, as long as it's a cool tone, go for it. But a lot of them are not. So that's why I would say, just as a general idea, splurge on it. Because most of the more higher end ones are going to be in that cooler tone that you really need. Something that I think you can save on is eyeshadows for sure. Like the Urban Decay Naked palettes are like $55. One of my other favorites, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette is my like all-time favorite palette. I'll show it to you. It's right here. Like, obsessed with it. The colors are beautiful. But again, $50 for this. It's gorgeous, but $50. That's really expensive. You can get really high quality eyeshadows from ColourPop. These are super high quality. They're $5 a shadow. I'm really obsessed. I have an order coming in soon. I just ordered from them. This is in the shade Hanky Panky. It is just like a little taupe color. It's perfect for in the crease. It's just good. Like I said, very creamy, very comparable to, you can't really see it blends on my skin. Very comparable to like Urban Decay, I would say. But the Urban Decay ones, yeah, it's like exactly my skin color. The Urban Decay ones are $20 for a single, whereas this is $5. I mean, so obviously a lot better of a deal. Another splurge I would definitely say is, and this is where like a depending on again, concealer. If you, I mean, God bless you if you don't need a really good concealer, like more power to you, that's great. But if you need a really good concealer, you're going to have a hard time finding one that does what you want it and need it to do from the drugstore. One of my favorite of all time concealers is the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. It is waterproof. It will stay on you all day long. It's very dewy though, so this is one I would definitely say set it with a powder, otherwise it's gonna look too shiny. But it covers great. It's very brightening. It's beautiful. That being said, I have found a very good dupe for this product. I found it one just like in the store one day and I was like, oh my gosh, this is very, very similar to the Tarte one. It is the NYX Gotcha Covered. This is like $6, whereas the Tarte, I think this is like $20 or $24. So this is $6. It's so creamy and so thick. It's very, very similar to the Tarte one. I've recommended this to quite a few people actually. It's just so like, wow. It's just it's very opaque. And I mean, that honestly, I should have shown you what I put out. Like, I put out the very littlest bit. It's so opaque. It's very thick, very tacky. Like, it's gonna stay on you all day. So yeah, I have used that in place of the Tarte one before, and I've recommended that to people in place of the Tarte one before. It's very good. So that could be a splurge or a save. Like I said, depending. And then we're going to do one more save, I think. I'm going to say liquid lipsticks. You can definitely save on. Again, this is a ColourPop product. They're really good. I have a ColourPop liquid lipstick on today. This is in the shade Beeper. Pretty. $6, okay? The Kylie ones, which, I mean, I love. $30. I mean, you get the liner also, but it is $30. These ones are $6. This is one in the shade Times Square. It's one of their newer ones, actually, I think. It's just like a really pretty nude. But yeah, $6. And I don't know if this is true or not. I've read it on the internet. I don't know how true it is. But there's a rumor that ColourPop is made at the same like factory that the Kylie lip kits are made, and they're actually the same formula. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't say, and I don't want to say, but like for sure. But I have read that before. So, but I would say they are good. I mean, if not as good as the Kylie ones. I mean, I really don't notice the difference. It's very long lasting, very opaque. It's very pretty. So yeah, I would definitely say that's a save as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more. And I hope you have a fabulous day.